Good evening, everyone. This is V. Kumar. This is V. Maheshwar Charitable Trust MS India, organizing daily international webinar series. In this series, we are inviting the speakers from India and abroad. Every day, the speakers are sharing their knowledge as per their field of study and research. We accept the topic right from education, law, environment, finance, commerce, technology, health science. All topics are invited here. And I'm here in today's session. We have invited Seema Bhatnagar madam, who is director Abhyeti, leadership strategist and educationalist, institutional, Gurugram, Haryana, India. Her topic is financial literacy from Piggy bank post retirement. I welcome you, ma'am, from my organization and from all the participants those who have joined here. I also welcome Dr. Sidram Dongarge sir, who is principal, Mahatma Basheshwar, a leading institute of Latur. I also welcome Dr. Professor and I welcome all the participants, those who are joined here. This is director, almost 4 decades of experience in institutional leadership, corporate and academic governance, policy design, and people development. She served as principal and academic director in some of the premier educational institutes of India, where she bring a strong expertise relevant to listed company boards, including corporate governance, ethical oversight, regulatory awareness, stakeholders engagement, leadership effectiveness, and organizational culture. Her background enables her to contribute meaningfully to board deliberations, committee responsibilities, and strategic decision making. We are very eager to listen to you, ma'am, on today's topic. I welcome you and request you can share your thoughts on this topic. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Betkar. A lifelong story of money, mindset, and meaning. So this is what we are beginning here. I'm very thankful to Dr. Betkar to have invited me and given me this opportunity to talk about financial literacy, which begins at the age of 2 and continues till the end. So, first of all, Dr. Betkar, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am, perfectly audible.
All right. So, good evening to all our audience, and I'm sure this video will reach out to all the to people in India and outside also. So that's why when I cover the topic from age 2 to till the end, 75 or so, it covers people across the continents. So before we begin, let me ask you something very honestly. How many of you have checked your phone at least once after your salary gets credited, just to confirm whether it is real or not? So, because deep inside, we just don't trust notifications anymore. Now, let me tell you a very short story. One morning, I received two messages. Actually, every day we receive a lot of messages. But this morning was very particular for me because these two messages were important. So, one message was from my daughter's friend, 24-year-old. This thing. My daughter is much older, but this is few years back. And she had received her first salary And the message was very simple. Auntie, salary credited, iPhone upgrade or Goa trip. Now the question is iPhone upgrade or Goa trip. So it's a very serious financial dilemma. Apple versus coconut water. Well, who am I to tell her? So few moments after that, I received a message from my friend. And since the friend was of my age, well into beyond 50s, so it's an old message, not very recent one. So he just faced a medical emergency in his family. So his message said, I have savings, but I don't know how long will this last. I can't sleep. Two messages, same morning. Now there is an interesting part on this thing. Consider both the people. They both were very well educated, well earning people, have done all the right things in their life. Yet one was stressed about how to spend money and other was stressed about how long money would survive. And that's when it hit me. Money problems don't start when income is low. They start when money understanding is low. So let me bring you a little closer. How many of you have ever said, I earn, but I don't know where my money disappears? Somebody will say, I save, but I don't feel secure. And the third is, people like me said, I wish someone had explained money to me before I learned it the hard way. So don't worry, this is a safe space for you. No income proof required, no CA on the call, because today is not about judgment. This webinar is not about becoming rich in 30 days, stock tips that your neighbors keep giving you, or complicated charts that make you nod while understanding nothing. So, this session is about you, and you may be a student in a school, in a college, you may be a parent or a working professional, or you may be a person like me, retired and enjoying the fruits of your hard work. So it's about how we were taught algebra, but no EMIs. How we were taught history, but nothing about credit cards, debit cards. We were taught to earn, but we were never taught how to manage money. And suddenly, life happens. Salary happens. Marriage happens. Children happen. EMI happen. And one day, panic happens. So in next 1 hour, I want to take you on a journey, not of the money, but of the life stages hand in hand with money. You will see why a decision made at 25 haunts you at the age of 45. Why smart, hardworking Indians still feel financially stuck. How small changes, very small ones, can give you peace you didn't know was possible. You don't need to be from a finance background. You don't need to love numbers. You just need to be alive and earning or planning to earn. So before I tell you who I am, uh, let me share my screen with you. Uh, just a minute. Is my screen visible, Dr. Betkar? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So,
Is visible, ma'am?
okay. So, am I also visible or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Dr. Betkar, am I visible or okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
because on my screen only the
Yes,
PPT is
ma'am. Yes,
visible.
ma'am. You are visible. Screen is visible.
Okay. Thank you very much. So now I have seen. Before I tell you who I am, uh, let me tell you why I care. I have seen people earn more and sleep less. I have seen families avoid eye contact because money became awkward. I have seen parents sacrifice silently and children repeat the same mistakes when they become parent. I have seen marriages break because money was never discussed before marriage. I've seen children's life change because of sudden early death of one of the parents. Sorry. And I genuinely believe money should give you options, not anxiety. Savings should give you sleep and not stress. My name is Seema Bhatnagar. I'm director of Abhyeti Foundation, a charitable organization that works to empower people. I'm not here to impress you with my knowledge. I'm here to simplify something that was made unnecessarily complicated. So for next maybe an hour, we are going to talk about this. Can you see? These are pounds. And I had a very humble bringing up. So I don't know that I could ever be able to hold pounds with me. And here I have some dollars also. If you can see, I have dirhams, I have euros, and of course, I have got Gandhiji also with me. So all this has happened because there is a financial literacy that I have practiced. So I'm not going to promise to change your income, but if you stay with me, I can promise to change how you think, feel, and act around money. I will change your relationship with money by the end of this session. And by the end of this session, you will have money wisdom, yet you will not be a money minded person. So let's begin. Financial literacy. It is not a subject that is meant for accountants, investors, or rich people, but it is a life skill that affects every household, whether rich or poor, whether urban or rural, whether salaried or self employed. So we often teach our children how to pray, how to respect elders, how to study hard, but we never discuss or taught them how money works, even though money quietly influences our education, our upbringing, our social circle, our marriage, health, stress, and freedom. So today, let's talk together through the life from age 2 to age 70, 75, and see that money lessons matter at each stage. So, why financial literacy? So, let's clear this thing because it avoids the stress and dependency. Nobody wants to have a wallet which is empty and go to the market and you can't buy this, you can't do this thing. We also learn from our lived experiences, the life that we lead, and then we see how people are spending money. We also want to have some money in the pocket and be reasonable about spending. We also learn money discipline creates freedom. So today I can hold a pound, I can hold a dollar, I can have something in my wallet. That has happened because throughout my life, I have worked on my financial literacy, though it happened to me very late. So our culture never said money is bad. It said money must be earned righteously and used wisely. That means methods of earning money should be right and should be spent wisely. Even in the ancient households, how people were correcting the currency, what was the financial literacy? So people stored grains. If you remember, I don't know, in my parents' time, we used to have huge जिसको ढोल बोलते थे हम बड़े बड़े उसमें we used to store grains, and then gold was there, which was saved for future requirements. Then knowledge was also one of the currency. So this was used for the future uncertainties. And that is the financial planning in those times, earliest forms of this thing. Now, see what is the Indian wisdom on wealth. We all have heard of Arthashastra. I'll deal on it very briefly because Arthashastra actually deals with money wisdom for the rulers. But it does talk about little things also. Uh, Something like that you should have money, and the money should be spent for yourself, and something should be saved, and something should be donated. So that donation comes from the dharma part of it, and ultimately it leads you to the peace. And money should bring balance and foresight in your life. This is the basic requirement of the financial literacy that existed earlier also, and that are there in our scriptures also. So let's begin with the age two. My stress will be more in the earlier stages of life because through these slides and through whatever I will talk about, we will be developing a personality which will be financially literate. And the small steps have to be taken by parents when the child is 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. So we have to focus on this. And somewhere when I reach to the age where you are, those who have joined us, they reach, they will suddenly find, yes, it was making sense. And if we begin at that age, by the time you reach my age, you will be a very comfortable person. So at the age of 2, what does the child understand? They understand only one. Now, what does only one means? For example, there are two siblings and there is one toy. And if they start fighting on the toy, what parents do? They go and buy a new toy. And they both have their own toys. Now, this section, has it taught anything to the child? No, nothing. This just shows, okay, if you don't have to, you can go to the market and buy. They don't understand the value of the money with this. But in contrast, supposing they have one laddu, two children, and one parent and father, or mother, father. And if they say, now we have to eat this. So some parents will divide it in two and give one to one child and half to one child and half to another child. Some parents will divide it in four and every member of the family will have one piece. Now, this is teaching a lesson to the child. What does only one means? Only one means there is one thing, it has to be shared, and this is setting a limit. It's a setting a limit that things have to be shared, and the limit is very important. That concept of limit to be brought in here. Also, when the child is in the age group of 2 to 5, I have seen many children, they have their piggy banks. Now, why do they have piggy banks? Because if the grandparents are around, they keep giving coins to the children and they keep it in their piggy bank. Now, here, let us make some changes. Should piggy bank be transparent? Yes. Because child cannot count how much money is there, but he can see that the amount in the piggy bank is increasing slowly. Amount in the sense that physical level is increasing. So he's not counting the money, but he says, oh, today I have 2 coins. And after few days, he will say, oh, I've got 10 coins. Oh, my coins have increased. If he can't count beyond 10, that's what he's going to say. But by the time they come to 5 years old, they can probably count way much more than that. So when the child learns that there is only one laddu and it must be shared, they learn the foundation of financial wisdom. This is the beginning of financial wisdom. And adults who overspend often struggle because this sense of limitation was never developed in children. So at this age, children may or may not understand numbers, but they understand behavior. If parents argue about money, very important thing. If parents argue about money, children absorb the stress. If parents show restraint, children learn balance. And now this is all about fight over money. So there is a money, they keep listening. Children are very receptive. And I always say children learn money habits before they learn multiplication. So multiplication is taught in the classes and probably by the time they are 6 years, 7 years, maybe 5 year old. No, I would say 6 years old should will know very well what is multiplication and addition. But before that, they have learned the habits because they are going to the market with parents. There are things that are being bought by the parents for the children. There are gifts that they are receiving. These days, sometimes the gift also comes in the form of money. So at this stage, we have introduced the financial wisdom of only one. We have introduced the concept of piggy bank, which is transparent, through which we can see how much money physically is in there. And now we come to this thing. This is a case study, early conditioning. So I have seen families where every demand of a child is met instantly. Such children grow up believing money has no limits. On the other hand, children who are taught to wait, to choose, and to prioritize grow up emotionally stronger and financially wiser. Children learn, they should learn delayed gratification. For example, instead, when the child says, oh, I want to have ice cream, so instead of giving a child ice cream immediately, parents can say, if you finish your homework and wait till evening, we will go together to eat ice cream. Now, this teaches patience. So do not, so when there is a limit, there is a patience, there is a financial wisdom, and there is a gratefulness thing. That is what we have to teach the child, that be grateful that God has given you enough to be able to buy an ice cream. So that behavior is coming into the child. And the younger they are, it is easier for them to absorb these things. So do not use money as emotional compensation. Money is never to be used when the child is angry. They say, okay, I'm going to buy you an ice cream. No, no, that's not the way. The money should never be used for emotional compensation. So do not, and another thing is, do not fulfill each and every demand because demand immediately. You can fulfill if the demand is justified, you can fulfill it, but give it a time. Let them wait for some this thing. Now, what comes next? The age has come to 6 years. Child has learned to learned probably addition, subtraction, multiplication. The first thing that we need to teach the child here is needs versus wants. I think this is something, needs versus want, all of us need to learn. But then inculcating this habit right in the childhood is much better. So they understand the difference between need and wants. It can be very simple thing. You want to eat a chocolate, okay. So what is the point of buying 10 chocolates if you want to eat one? So need is only for one, want is for 10. So differentiate. If you already have so many clothes, why should we buy more clothes? Uh, this is how, you have two pairs of shoes. Should we buy third pair? Is there any need? Yes or no? एक और बात है यहाँ पर, पेरेंट्स ऑफन से पैसे पेड़ पे नहीं लगते हैं. It is a very common saying, but it is slightly rude to tell this to child because child doesn't understand पेड़ पे पैसे लगना. He cannot comprehend this thing. So this is the stage to discuss what is essential for us and on which we can spend the money. So let's have a little patience. पेड़ पे पैसे नहीं लगते हैं की बजाय let's talk about roti kapda makan, and then we explain what is it that we need. So explain why vegetables, school fees, medicines come before toys and chocolates. And children are perceptive. They will understand that what is more important. Is chocolate more important, or is the medicine more important? Is the vegetable more important, or having an ice cream is more important? So many families fall into the debt, not because they earn too little, but because wants are treated like needs. For example, bigger phones, better weddings, bigger cars, more dine outs. Now, if parents are doing this, children are observing your behavior and they are going to absorb these things. So it interferes with their financial wisdom. So pocket money is also should be introduced at this age. How do we give pocket money to the children? Is once in a week you can go and eat in the school canteen. Or pocket money could be, okay, we are going to the market, here is some money, you can buy something. So pocket money is not about the amount, it is about control and accountability. In traditional families, children were involved in household budgeting discussions. That is, when two adults in the house sit and they are making a budget, if the child is sitting next to you and is listening, merely by listening, he is understanding something. So this transparency creates responsibility. So in adulthood, this same skill decides whether someone saves for the house or spends impulsively for a bike or a phone. So here we are not actively teaching something, but we are modeling a behavior in front of the child. The another concept to be given is money is earned. It is not a magic. So children would learn about money because through the efforts that this is what we have to teach them. So how do children see money coming into the house? They see parents using debit card, credit cards, or when they accompany their parents to the ATMs, they see money coming from ATM, or they see money coming from the wallet. So this is their concept. From where does the money come? It comes from the card, it comes from the ATM. This money comes from mummy's office, mummy's purse or papa's wallet. But it has to be taught to the children that it comes because I work in office. Parents have to say this. It comes because we run a shop or because we grow crops. So children have to understand somebody works hard whole day, and then at the end of it, you have a card with which you can make payments, or you have an ATM from where you can take out money, or you have a purse from where the currency comes out. So children who understand efforts respect money. Those who do not often waste it. This is the age where children must learn that every choice has a cost. This is very important. So if you spend here, you cannot spend here. So this is a simple idea. Opportunity cost is the foundation of all financial wisdom. You have money, X amount. If you spend X minus Y somewhere, you are left with only X minus Y to be spent somewhere else. So I strongly recommend maintaining a simple expense notebook at this age. So child is only between 6 to 10 years, and what I am saying is ask them to write. They can write by the time maybe they are 8 or 9, that on this date I got this money, on this date I went to school canteen, I spent on a samosa or I spent on a pizza slice, and so they can write. And when they are writing it, at same time introduce the concept of saving also. So maybe at the age of 7 or 8, you can say that saving should begin with something as simple a piggy bank, a small box which we introduced earlier. And remember, piggy bank is transparent. So many homes, grandparents give money that is going in that box. And child who saves 10 rupees every week learns more than an adult who saves 10,000 once a year. That means child is saving 10 rupees every week. And he's collecting it, he's putting in his piggy bank. You can see the money is increasing. Now, as the age comes to 8 years, so this is the right time for them to see a real work happening somewhere. And so let them observe how a mother manages household expenses, or how a father runs a shop, or drives an auto, or works on a computer, or farm. He starts understanding that both mother father are making an effort to bring certain facilities into his life, and money is not coming easy. So normally it is very naturally happening in the joint families, but otherwise if it is just a unit family, then one has to make an effort for this. So at 9, pocket money becomes a learning tool. So by the time they are 9 years, 10 years, you start giving pocket money, and now is a learning tool because he has the currency in his hand. So, for example, if a child gets 200 rupees a month, now you can decide how much you want to give to your child. You may want to give it weekly, but I'm taking an example only 200 rupees a month. So, parents can help them divide. So, you spend 100 rupees, save 80 rupees, and donate 20 rupees to help someone. And this mirrors the real adult life. Income always need allocation. That means you have 200 rupees, and 100, that is half of it, is going in spending, 80 is going in saving, and 20 is going in helping somebody, donating somebody. And that is exactly what has been taught in our Arthashastra, in our scriptures, and probably all religions also teach this thing. All families will also teach this thing. So, what we are doing is we are laying a foundation of financial literacy, developing into financial wisdom now. So, building a financially wise generation. So if every family starts making these efforts, so we are building a generation here. And so this is also the time when you visually introduce the money to them. So visually means you actually show the currency to them and let them read the amount written over here, that this is what is the amount. So they start identifying the currency. These days people travel across the world. So you can introduce the currency of different countries also. Let them hold some money, notes, or whatever you have, because this is also a financial wisdom part of it, that the currency in different countries is different, and you need to handle them differently. Yes, you need to handle differently in different countries, because here in London I have seen many shops where you carry a currency of 50 pounds. They say no, we don't accept 50 pounds. Bring any currency lower than that. There are some places where only cards are used. There are some places where there are different types of things, that if you are using the card, it has to be an amount more than 2 pounds also. So anyway, coming back to our topic here. So we introduce visually the money to them, currency to them. We provide an allowance and create a simple budget. We teach them to divide money, saving, spending, and donating. Piggy bank has already been introduced to them, and by the time they come into this age, probably they one piggy bank is full, the second is full, and maybe they are reaching to third and fourth. So it's all right. Let them have it. Let them keep it, and let the piggy banks be with them. And now we involve children in shopping activities. That is, they are accompanying with us, and whether it is going to the mall or to the mandi to buy vegetables. So we ask, what is this? Kitne ka hai? Itna de do, itna. And let the child observe. Sometimes let the child also decide, would you like us to buy this thing? So let's read the label, what is written on this. And he's slowly getting into the stage of shopping also. And when you have to take very simple financial decisions, you can involve children. For example, there is a weekend where you want to have an outing. So you can ask a child, would you like to come for a movie and popcorn, or would you like to go out for a dinner? Because we have taught the limits also. And now we are teaching the choices also. We are teaching the cost of choices also. And they're very simple decisions, and but they are financial decisions. So the child would say, I want to see movie also, I want to have dinner also outside. So there comes a decision. No, either we can have this or we can have this. So remember this thing, that if money is spent here, it cannot be spent here. So those concepts are coming into practice. This is also the time I would say children should visit a bank, and at 10 they can go to the bank. Why introduction of bank is important? Because one is opening the minor savings account. It helps them understand deposits, withdrawals, and balance. And places where cash dominates, like our country, this kind of opening account builds trust into the financial system of the country. So he understands that we can keep money somewhere and it is safe over there. So this is also time when children should start writing what they spend from their pocket money. So we have already discussed that some kind of a writing efforts should start. And it is an introduction to keeping account, a financial journal. So this is also the time when they have already learned addition, subtraction, division, and multiplication in school. So they should be able to maintain this account very easily. Once this habit is inculcated, it goes a long way in life to budgeting and adds to your financial wisdom. And I'll come back to this keeping budget after a few slides again. And probably till the last slide also. I'm going to keep on coming back to maintaining a financial journal. So now the basics of journal that he's making is very, very simple. Uh, Decisions we have involved him into budgeting basics are simple: income, expense, and saving, donate. And there is a special notebook that we have made. You can see here the date is written, item, amount, and now you can start classifying the expenses into need and want. So child understands that if I have to save money, then let's focus only on the needs. We can compromise on wants, but not on the needs. So this is a very good way of maintaining a journal. And now comes the another case study, that is compounding. So by the time child is beyond 10 years, 11 years, I think they have been taught fractions in school, percentages, and maybe simple and compound interest. But if they have not been taught it in the school, visually it is coming to him because he can see his piggy banks, and piggy banks are increasing in number. And he is becoming older, keep increasing the size of his piggy bank. And therefore, he understands that there is a compounding that is happening. And uh, you can also work out something like if you save 100 rupees every month from class, let's say 5 or 6, by the time you finish college, how much money you will have. So simple mathematics, 100 rupees per month. So by the end of year, you have 1200 rupees. By the end of 10 years, you have 12,000 rupees. And since you have taken him to the bank, since he has understood that there is a simple interest which is coming to him, introducing the compound interest without learning it in this school becomes very, very simple for the child. So, because you teach him that 100 rupees in the bank 1 month becomes 103 rupees in month 2, and month 3, and month 4. And what he is learning in a very simple way is simple interest and the compound interest. And you don't have to wait that simple interest, compound interest has to be taught in the school. And this is a slide, again, we will come back to this thing, that the earlier you start saving, the higher will be your saving. So now this is also a time when children are watching TV, 10 years, sometimes even before that. There's a lot of impact of what they are watching on the TV, the advertisements especially. And remember, when they go to the malls also, the things which are kept on the lower shelf, uh, at the eye level of the child, are those things where children will, obviously go for it. I want to buy this, I want to buy this. So it is kind of, inviting, come and buy this thing. It is like telling them that you need to have this thing. It doesn't need versus want. That's where everything starts. So the children must learn that advertisements are designed to make us spend. Now, this should be a clear discussion in the family, that this is also the time when children start going to the coaching institutes. Very unfortunate that children should go to have started going to the coaching institute, though they don't need to go there. As an educationist, I have always said no, no, no to the coaching institutes. But then it is also the time when it is happening. So the fashion is, my friend is going to that XYZ coaching institute, so I will also go there. My friend is wearing Nike shoes, so I'm also going to wear this thing. So there is a peer pressure, there is a social media pressure, there are advertisements, and all are being bombarded on the child. So, from flashy coaching institutes to branded shoes, children are heavily influenced by the marketing. So, marketing is something to be discussed at home with your child, and this is adding to his financial wisdom. Please understand, we are teaching child to read beyond what is being told to him. So, for example, while buying shoes, discuss with them, why do we wear shoes? To protect our feet. And then on internet, show him the different brands of the shoes. So you are taking him away from one brand that he's saying, my friend wears the Nike brand, so I'm going to wear this brand. So now you're taking him Nike to Adidas to Bata to Red Tape and to what all it is. And you're giving him choices. You're showing that you don't have to come under the peer pressure here. So at this point, it is also important to tell him that within 6 to 8 months, he will have to buy a new pair of shoes because he's growing and his size will outgrow the shoes that you are going to buy now. Now is the concept that once the child is convinced by less expensive shoes, when he is ready to do that, and later on, that if you think it is right for your child, put that money saved in his piggy bank. Children are very smart. If they understand that my shoes are going to cost me 100 rupees less, and I will get those 100 rupees in my piggy bank, they will themselves start checking which shoes will protect my feet also and are less expensive also. So this is a very good way of telling children what they should buy and how they should buy. So this is again a financial wisdom here. Now, children are entering into the teenager group. So teenagers often feel this pressure of matching with the friends. So mobile phones also come here, clothes also come here, restaurants also come here. I have probably have I spoken about bikes or not? Bikes also start happening at this age. So many parents buy expensive phones because everyone else has one. Teaching children confidence to say no builds a stronger adults. If a child is able to say, no, I don't want a phone now, the child is going to be a very stronger adult. And I want to share here, I have a granddaughter who is 16 years old. She just got her phone last year. She has got her money in the card also now, pocket money, because she's 16 years old. My another granddaughter who is 13 years old, she still doesn't have a mobile phone and she doesn't want one. But whenever I have to talk to her, I have to talk to her mother and mother gives the phone to her. And if she wants a phone, she borrows her mother's phone to talk to her friends. So, and she's comfortable saying that I don't want a phone. So let us discuss one more thing. Let's assume we are going to a fair, we are going to Mela, grocery shopping, or some outing. And we have seen children when they go to the market, बहुत झगड़ते हैं, जिद कर लेते हैं, मुझे तो ये चाहिए ही चाहिए, मैंने घर ही नहीं जाना वापस जब तक मुझे नहीं दिला दोगे. And we have seen these kind of scenes in the market. And one parent looks at the other parent, they smile and they move on because everybody has gone through these stages. So there is a very good trick which I have learned from another parent, that when you go to an outing, give child certain amount, let us say 500 rupees, and you say, now this money is yours. We are on an outing. You can buy anything that you want, but nothing more than this. Make sure you don't buy with something that you already have with you. So that concept of need and wants should also be introduced. And if you save any money, that will go into your piggy bank. Once it goes into piggy bank, I will add the equal amount in your piggy bank. So what we are doing, we are incentivizing the saving, because child knows this 500 is mine. What I spend comes to me. What I save is also with me. So, because the money saved is not going back to my parents. Money saved stays with me, and my parents are going to give me the equal amount and fulfill that promise that you made. So this is the way we teach saving, concept of saving, and we are developing. I come back to this word again and again: financial wisdom. Now, when we are talking about the money so much, currency so much, so our Arthashastra, our old scriptures have taught us that knowledge and skill are also the currency for a growing up child. And this is a concept that we have to teach the children, that pocket money always is not the money that you have. Your skills are over the money. So this is the time when we introduce this thing, and those who are grown-ups, those who are in education field, they know that CBSE schools have already introduced skill subjects. There is something like Kaushal both in India, where there's a long list of skills that are developed for children in 6th, 7th, 8th standard. Skill subjects are there. For the knowledge of some of you, there is one school which is totally skill based school in Gurugram, not Gurugram, Skill University of Gurugram, which is somewhere located in Palwal. That CBSE school starts from 9th and teaches only the skill subjects. So now I'll give you an example. When I was a student, there was a subject like SUPW. So I learned SUPW is socially useful, productive work. So I learned stitching, embroidery, and I'm very good at needlework even now. So when I started my career for 2 years, I opened a boutique and I was running it. And I had employed few tailors and embroiders also. And thanks to the skills that I developed during my school days, because it became my hobby. And I'll give you another example. My son, when he came to the school, he took meal planning as part of his SCPW. And he learned cooking in his school, both with fire and without fire. And it helped him understand nutrition and read labels on the packaged food for their nutritive values. And I must share this thing that if I look back when my children were in school, my very pleasant memories are on Sunday morning, my son will make the tea and all family members will sit, have a cup of tea with biscuits, and we will do nothing till 10 o'clock. We are having second cup also. Because he learned it and he was using it at home, it, it created very pleasant memories for all family members. So you never know what skills are being developed. The child is being exposed and he develops it as a hobby, carries it on forward. There are many stories, Raja Raniyon की कहानियां मैंने पढ़ी हैं, जिसमें prince were also taught skills to be used during difficult times. So let's come back to this thing, developing the skills. So whether it is coding, communication, creative writing, art, craft, painting, dancing, singing, or repairing few things, skills create independence and children learn to remain happy with their hobbies. And it's very important to understand it takes them away from the screen times also. And skills, once they have the skills and they can earn something out of it, it is a very good combination in the life that you have the currency of skills also and you have the monetary currency also. So this is what is very, very important here. Now, let's come. The child is passing out of the school and his higher education and the education loan. When it comes to education loan, it is again a financial literacy, financial wisdom, both put together, because the parents have to talk about it, the child has to decide about it, bank has to take a decision of it, collateral has to be given by somebody, and we have to decide whether the parents are going to take the loan or the child is going to take the loan. So very clearly, student loan has to be taken by the student. Education loan should be taken by the child. And but debts are not always good and they are not always bad also. So maybe at the age of 17 or something, till now we have taught the child that you are getting the money, you have been introduced to the bank system, you have been introduced to the saving also. Now here is a system where you are taking money on loan and you are going to pay it EMI. So concept of EMI is coming. Concept of that interest to be paid is coming. So he has to be taught loan should be taken where it is good to take the loan. That is, the quality of education that you will get from this loan will build your skills. This education will get you a better job opportunity. This loan will bring some growth to you. This loan will be easy to repay and it will give you peace of mind, financial freedom. It should not happen that you take an education loan for a course which doesn't get you a job. And if it doesn't get you a job, how do you repay it? If you are not able to repay it, then you have invited stress and anxiety in your life. So it is very important that education loan, if it has to be taken, it should be a very aware decision, should be discussed with the child, and the financial wisdom of the parents have to come in here, and the financial literacy of the child has to come in here. So, and very skills that allow decides freedom in the professional life. Discipline in the student life because he has to study, he has taken a loan, he has to study, he has to work hard, he has to get the marks, he has to acquire the skills, and then he has to repay the loan also. To repay the loans, his skills will get him a job. So do the part-time courses also, do the part-time jobs also if required. So this is very important because I have personally seen students struggle for 10 to 15 years repaying loans taken without understanding interest or employability. So two things, interest of the loan and employability of the loan. So loans are not bad. I'm not saying loans are bad, but blind loans are very dangerous. So there must have to be given because you have to give certain amount of money to him to manage his clothing, to manage his transport, to manage his fees, and proper budget has to be done. So again, that concept of save first and spend smart, that has to come. And by this time, you have given quite a bit of financial wisdom to the child because of the piggy banks, because of that donation, because of 200 rupees per month and 100 is spent and 80 is saved. So all that comes into very handy over here. So during this time, he has to avoid some show off expenses like expensive gadgets, branded clothes, lavish outings, unnecessary subscriptions. I will come to unnecessary subscriptions a little later also. So he has to learn that the success is actually lies in quietly working hard, and you have to plan today for achieve something tomorrow and bring that concept again and again that education loan is actually your future income that you have already taken today and you are utilizing it. And Now, since this is the age group of 16 to 22, and by this time, I think we must introduce the taxes also to the children. And taxes, yes. Why do you think it is very early for the taxes? I don't think so, because when the budgeting starts, a child has to understand when he starts earning, he has a bank account. And supposing he's doing a part time job and the money is coming into the bank, there is an income, and then he has to show this thing. After the age of 18 years, PAN card is with the child, and income tax has to be filed over him. So you have to explain it to the child why taxes matter. You have to share that because the government takes taxes, they fund the public services and they help build our country. And they need to know about the taxes depending on the kind of work that he's going to take up. If it is a family business, then there's a GST, etc. also. And if it is a service, then he has to know income tax, TDS, and other essentials, and how to save taxes, what instruments will save the taxes. Teach him how to file the taxes. These days, I believe it is very simple to file taxes online. Though I don't do it till now because nobody taught me in my life that I should be learning this. It was too late that the financial wisdom happened to me. So, but these days, all this is very simple, and they are able to file. They will be able to file the taxes if required. If you cannot teach, then let him take a coaching with a CA how to file taxes, because it will make his life very simple. This is also the time for the child to learn that finance documents are important. They have to be organized. They have to be kept properly. For example, if you buy a watch for him, there is a guarantee period, then you need to maintain the receipts, the bill and the receipts for a certain period of time. And then there is a time to file you have to claim the deductions also. So certain documents have to be kept and the files have to be made. Income tax file should be saved there. And these are few little things that have to be introduced at this time. And uh, there's something else also. I'm going to come back. I think we have to talk about the passwords also here. But let the child get his first salary now. So by the age of 23, I have written here that the first salary comes. In my personal opinion, uh, anybody, any youth, once they are of 22 years to 23 years, they should not take money from their parents. They should be on their own. They should be earning enough to bear their own expenses. And why it is important? Because it is my personal opinion. Uh, it is good for parents to see in their lifetime that their children can take care of themselves. बड़े आराम से यू कैन वेट फॉर योर टाइम टू गो अप कि हाँ भाई बच्चे पढ़ा लिखा दिए, बड़े कर दिए, अब ये रह रहे हैं, अपना देख लेंगे, तो टैक्सेस भी भर लेंगे, पैसा भी बचा लेंगे. So you have to start, you have to make them independent. So by the time they are 22 years, 23 years, they should be into their jobs. Whatever kind of job. Job doesn't mean that white collar, blue collar. Yesterday I was reading somewhere there are 10 types of collars, jobs. Silver collar job, gray collar job, black collar job, and whatnot. So whatever it is, now the first salary has come in the hands of the child. Now what happens with the first salary? So remember my talk I started with that message from 24-year-old friend of my daughter that receive the salary, iPhone or Goa trip. So it is the first salary often disappears quickly. eating out, gadgets, travel, and just friends enjoying themselves. So sometimes children also give their first salary to their parents or buy gifts for their family members, which is, in my opinion, is a good idea. Uh, I'll share it with you. When my daughter started earning, she kept her salary with herself. She said, "No, I want to enjoy my life." When my son started earning, he was younger. His first salary, the entire salary, was given, he gave it to his sister because she was getting married that month. And she said, "दीदी तेरे को बस इतना दे सकता हूँ, ये तेरे लिए जो करना है कर ले इसका." And I remember he gave his entire salary to her, and I had to pay for his return ticket back to his workplace. But as long as these feelings are there, the money takes a secondary step. So this wisdom, this financial wisdom also has to come to children, that family comes first, your dear ones comes first. You have to fulfill your duties towards them. So coming back to our first salary, so what I have given here is a kind of a pie chart, and it is a very rough chart. So it says rent and housing takes 20%, food and groceries take 15%. Now, supposing the child is staying with the parents and he's working in the same city, then there is no rent he's paying. Probably he will not pay for his food also because he has been eating in that house. Transportation he'll pay, utilities he will not be paying. There may not be any loan on him because he has not established his own household. So all this changes from one circumstances to another circumstances. It also changes when you go to a different country, because some of the children, they go abroad, they actually study abroad and they start earning abroad. So you will find that what you pay for rent in India and what you pay for rent outside India is going to be different. So you see the rent in India is, if I put it 20%, and you go to rent in UK, it comes to 35% because rent here is very high. The groceries here is 12%, go to India and grocery is 15%. So the food is more expensive here and less expensive in UK. So different places have different breakdown, but this is where the budget happens. And the budget that we started in the very young, I think, in my second, third slide, I had started talking about keeping an account. So the first salary has gone. Now, what happens the next month, the second month onwards? Because parents are still giving the money because salary comes at the end of the month. So, very good concept. Save first, spend what remains, not the other way around. That means the amount that you have to save should be taken out as soon as you get the salary. So this is the time to learn about taxes also, which we have already done. We have prepared the child for this thing. This is the time to sit and work out complete monthly budget. The budget depends whether you are in India or you are outside India, which I have already shown to you. And it also differs between within India. Also, it differs. Now, I'll give you an example. I did a calculation for this webinar only. Uh, Supposing somebody is, this is my calculation sheet in case you want to see it, and I'm reading it from here. So somebody gets a salary of 20 lakhs per annum and is stationed in Mumbai. Other person gets 18 lakhs per annum and is posted in Jaipur. So what is the rent of 1 BHK? I'm presuming that 1 BHK is being taken. So in Mumbai, the rent of 1 BHK is going to be 45,000. In Jaipur, it is going to be at the most 18,000. 18,000 is also high. You can get a much less rent there. So cost of living index, which is for different cities, is different. In Mumbai, it is 148, and in Jaipur, it is 100. So daily commuting hours in Mumbai are going to be 2 hours. In Jaipur, it is going to be maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes, not more than that. Global livability rank, which is called, which is actually living condition. So Mumbai is at 230th, 230th position, whereas Jaipur is on 135th position. Now, what are the savings per annum? So the person stationed in Jaipur is going to save 3 lakhs more than the one staying in Mumbai. And this is the amazing part of the tier 2 cities in India. So when you are making your budget, this percentage is going to change depending on where you are stationed. And within India also, it will make a lot of difference. So let's come to okay. Now, money personality. We always say somebody has a very pleasant personality, very kind personality, very warm person. But people also have money personality. And if we have raised a child with the kind of financial exposure we have given, you have to identify where will he go into. And probably all of you can also place yourself into one kind of a personality here. So it is a compulsive saver, जिसको कि हम कभी कभी कुछ ज्यादा हो जाए तो कंजूस भी कह लेते हैं. But compulsive saver is somebody who's going to lead a very good life later. Big spender, people who don't worry about money and they keep spending money. Money maker, who is always working and working and working and saving, not saving, making money. Then there is a gambler also. Let's not talk about it. It's a very negative thing. But unfortunately, I would like to share with all of you here that online gambling, gaming has taken so much of time of poor people. मुझे याद एक ठेले वाले के पास में फल खरीदने गई and he was busy playing something and I said भैया ये तोल दो. He said अभी करता हूँ मैं, मेरे इसमें 50 रुपए चले जाएंगे. So I was very surprised how people were focusing on that. But maybe now online gaming has been banned, but things continue. Anyway, let's come to gambling is something we have to keep our children away from it. And we have to keep ourselves away from it. If we keep ourselves away from it, we'll be able to do the same thing for our children also. And then there is a money monk who says, मुझे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता क्या पैसा होता है कहाँ जाता है. And there is a sixth person who is always worried. You know, that person, I keep saving, but I don't know where my money goes. I'm not feeling secured enough. So that is the sixth person. Now, this personality changes over a period of time. So in the early years, like I would share it with you, when I started working, initially I was a homemaker, then I opened my boutique, and then I came into the education field. So I was kind of a money maker. For me, everything was work, 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 because I had to earn money. And then slowly what happened, my circumstances led me to a stage where I became a compulsive saver. So you see, I made a combination of money maker and then I became a compulsive saver because I had to be a role model for my children also. But I have never been a warrior kind. I have never gambled. I'm not a big spender. Now, of course, at this age, I spend a lot, and but I'm not a money monk also. So you have to make a combination of this, and your money personality will change from the different stages of your life. So please assess yourself and help your child assess them also. So some people divide it as 5 money personality types. Mostly they are the same only. And Now we come to the money rules. Money rules. So there are four money rules, and which apply at all stages. At all stages. So first of all, pay yourself first. That means khana, pina, roti, kapda, makan, wo pay karna hai. Build an emergency fund. Now, tell me something. If your salary stops tomorrow, how long can you survive? 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months? So, usually it is said that you should have money emergency fund of 6 months expenditure. But I would say that actually, because the market for the job market may not be so good, you must have at least 1 year's, 12 months of emergency fund in your account. And and you must trust your guts also. Uh, the, the third rule is avoid lifestyle inflation. That means your salary is increased and suddenly you say, okay, now I should have a better car, I should have a better phone, and your salary has not increased as much as your lifestyle has increased. So remember, lifestyle has to increase in in proportion to the increase in the salary, and your savings also have to increase. This is a very very important thing, that when you are increasing your lifestyle, please increase your savings also. And the fourth rule is multiple income streams. This is very, very important. So there should be a side hustle always going on. That means you have one job and you have a side hustle also. And and it is very this thing. So here my question is, uh, you can trust a doctor with your health. You can trust a pilot when you are sitting in the airplane. You can trust a delivery boy and open your door for him. You trust a chef who has cooked the food and sent it through the delivery boy. Now it is your future and you have to trust yourself. So, whatever I'm saying, these are the rules, these are the personality types, this is how money should be saved, this should be your approach towards money. But trust your instincts, trust yourself. These will be my rules. This is what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to grow my uh, funds, my finances. And remember, uh, 80% of your wealth comes from a small number, very small number of actions that you take repeatedly and consistently. So remember that compound interest. We taught the child to save 100 rupees per month, and how his corpus is increasing. So these are few points that I think we all should remember here. Now, let me share some smart ways to save money, and they are they're very very simple ways of doing this. So, like when you start journaling, you are writing your daily hisab, and I come back to that daily hisab that we did when you were 16 to 22 years of age. So we expand it a little bit. Now our daily hisab should go into the different categories. That is your food, your rent, your clothing, your out entertainment, and miscellaneous. And so it becomes a two-dimension table. There are dates here and there are different columns for different type of expenditure. So your daily expenses row-wise, and your monthly expense on food will come at the bottom of the column. Monthly expense on the uh, clothes will come on the bottom of the column. And when you need to save money, you can look at this table and decide which where is it that I can cut down my expense? For example, if you think your rent is going too high, you can shift to a smaller house. Usually, we always say that rent of the house should not be more than 30% of your salary, not more than 30% of your salary. So that's my general guess, but you can, again, depending on the city where you are staying, you can decide it on your own. And so, so decide, track your expenditure and decide where to save. So this is one smart way of saving. Uh, you are creating a budget. That pie chart that we decided. So there was a budget and there is expenses, and try to tally this expenses with the budget and see where you are going wrong. So these two things together will tell you where to save money. And automate your savings means we decided that we will save first and spend later. So electronic transfer of money. We have SIPs. So decide, are you going to save 500 rupees per month, or 1,000 or 2,000 or 10,000 or 20,000? And it should be deducted from your account automatically and should be invested. That is one way of doing it, by ensuring that you are not overspending. So another thing is you have to limit your impulse buys. बाजार गए, खरीदने कुछ गए थे, खरीद के कुछ और आ गए. Now, when does this happen? It happens when you were not taught the limits, when you were not taught the budgeting, when you were not taught needs versus wants in your childhood. Then your impulse buying will happen here. So again, if you have your created your month, this thing, spending journal, financial journal, you will know where the impulse spending is happening. And you can cut it. It takes a lot of money. It really is kind of a leak in your budget, because if you are not in habit of switching off lights, switching off fans, switching off ACs, your money will go into the electricity budget. We all go to the movie halls. Have you ever noticed when movie is reaching towards the end, 5 minutes before the climax of the movie is happening and it is going to end, 5 or 10 minutes before that, the ACs of the hall are switched off. So with that 5-10 minutes, they are saving on their electricity bill. And the same thing we can do in our homes also. And remember, these days, all the TVs are switched off with the remote. Where is the plug? The switch plug is actually on. And when the switch is on, remember your meter is still moving on. So these are small little things that you have to keep in mind, that switch off the lights and fans when they are not in use. Try to use the sunlight as much as possible. And it will save a lot of money, electricity bill and water bill. And plan your meals. Because another place where a lot of money goes is eating outside, dining outside. Once in a week is good. Once in a month is very good. And once in 2 months is still better. But if your meals are planned, if you have done your weekly shopping of vegetable, grocery shopping, if the cooking is going on in normal routine, you will end up eating at home. So that kitchen should be well equipped, groceries should be well stocked, and there should be somebody to cook. Now, whether a family member cooks or you have some person helping and helping to come and cook, it depends on your circumstances. So plan your meals so that money is saved on that side. And these are some smart ways of saving money. Now, this is very, very important. The, the moment you start earning, there are two insurances which are a must. That is your life insurance and health insurance. Both these insurances are different. So You have a car. If you have a car, your parents have a car. You have to take the insurance of the car. You buy expensive gadgets and buy them with extended warranty period so that if they are not working well, you don't have to pay for their repair. How can you ignore your health? How can you ignore your life? And if you know that somebody is dependent on you on your earning, all the more reason to have a good life insurance. And medical emergencies can really destroy your savings. Health insurance, emergency funds, they protect the progress. And these are non negotiable kind of things. And here I really want to talk about something which is very close to me. And this is also the time I would like to talk about the savings before I continue on this thing. So start investing early. You had seen that graph where we started saving at the age of 25, then we started saving at the age of 35, and it made a lot of difference in because the compounding effect happened later if you start saving late. And time is the biggest advantage on your side. And the same happens if you take the insurance here. So I will just take one example here. Uh, for example, there is a couple and they both are earning and they just had one child. The total earning of the couple is 3.5 lakhs. And their total expenses of income is 3.5 lakhs. Expenses 1 lakh. That includes the rent and everything, that whole budget that we had made. So what should they plan now? What must they have? So one is term insurance of how much? Because their income is high, I would put the term insurance at 2 crores, that is 1 crore each. 2 crores of term insurance. So there is a monthly payment of it, which will go into this thing. And there should be a health insurance of 20 lakhs. Why 20 lakhs? Because it covers two people and there is a small child also with them. So 20 lakhs of the health insurance. Now, this is a must have kind of a thing for them. Now, what is their monthly investments? So there should be an SIP of 1.25 lakhs. So remember, since there was a expense of 1 lakh and there is a saving of 2.5 lakhs, so 1.25 lakhs goes in SIP. There is a gold, 15,000 worth of gold is purchased. Now, whatever is the gold amount, so that ETF can be bought there. You can take a Sukanya Yojana, 12,000 or 12,500 rupees, and there should be a short term debt mutual funds of 75,000. Now, this short term debt is for maybe buying a house later on, uh, and there should be some arbitrage mutual funds. What are arbitrage mutual funds? You can probably Google and you will find out. There will be some monthly payment that will be going for it. And still, it will not be 2.5 lakhs that you are still saving. So that's how you divide. Now you see that insurance is a must have because it is taking care of your family. And here, I really want to share my personal, mm, very difficult to share, but I will share. I lost my son, and he was just 37 years old. He had a child, he had a wife, and he had term insurance, he had a good job. And today, his child is studying because money came from that term insurance. Money came from insurance that was done by the company. And both wife and child are being taken good care of because there was insurance. And why am I saying health insurance? So life insurance, term insurance is actually life insurance only. Why am I talking about health insurance at this age? Because younger you are, the premium that you pay for health insurance will be less. So my health insurance, which is started maybe 25 years back, is very small. Uh, I'm trying to maintain good health. My premium remains low, but my coverage has increased a lot. So these two things will keep you and your family safe, financially protected. So these are non-negotiable things. Life insurance and health insurance, we have very good insurance policies that are available uh, with us, and please make sure that you take it. Now comes will. So yes, it is that will that our parents have written, and I think will should be written the moment you have an account, the moment you have some, you own some kind of a property, anything. So you should have a will, and this will be uh, upgraded or updated from time to time. So you have got your first salary, you may have started, you may have bought a, we'll come to whether to buy a house or rent a house. We'll come to that also. So, but will has to happen. And I have seen my parents pass away without a will. I have seen my son pass away without a will, and I have ensured that I have written a will, and I wrote a will after my before my son left. I wrote a will again after my son left, and I'm making sure that children after I go, there is no financial chaos here, and that concept, that will is written when you are about to retire. No, no, and no. Will has to be written the moment you own something. And बहुत सिंपल सी विल होती है, मैं ये हूँ, इसका बेटा हूँ, ये मेरी फैमिली है, and I'm in a sound health mind, and I'm writing it on my own, and my these are my family members, and these are what this is what I own, and this goes to this, and whatever you want to. Very simple English, very simple. Will is actually will. Write it, handwritten or whatever it is. If you want to get it registered, तहसीलदार के पास जाओ, रजिस्टर हो जाती है वो, एक दिन में सब कुछ हो जाता है, and it is not really expensive also. And so please make sure that you write your will also. And those who have not done it and are listening to me today, please do so today itself. Okay. Now, credit cards and mobile phone. These two, put them together, can really drain your finances. And how does it happen? We all have a habit of scrolling through the reels, and the advertisements also come. And so I'll take an example of Netflix subscription. I don't watch TV much. So my granddaughter had come to my place for 2 days or so, and she wanted to watch something on Netflix. I said, okay, here is my mobile, and this is the pin, and take the subscription. And I said, take it only for 1 month, because you can't take for less than 1 month. And she did everything, because I shared the pin also with her. She took it for 1 month, and money was deducted. Now, if I'm not aware that I have to stop this subscription before the end of the month, what will happen in the second month? The money will be automatically deducted. And since I don't watch TV, so I don't need Netflix. And what is happening with us, that we keep on taking the subscription and then we forget, because that was done late at night and I was already half asleep, very tired. I took the subscription. I gave my email ID, I gave my phone number, and I entered my card also, card number. What is this? And the money is deducted. So if you are a member on LinkedIn, because we are connected with LinkedIn with Dr. BETKAR, you take the premium this thing account of LinkedIn, it will ask for a card and 1 month free. From second month, the deductions will start automatically. You make a hotel booking, they will say, okay, don't pay us anything, but give your credit card details here. So what happens if you don't go there? Money is deducted from there. So this combination of credit cards and mobile phones is good only for those people who can take care of how much amount is there in the account and what is being deducted and when it is deducted. If you can take care of it, it is good. But if you can't track this, don't use. I don't use credit cards at all because I can't keep track of all these things. But I've seen some people who are financially very wise. They keep credit card and they ensure enough amount is in their account. So even if it is deducted, there is no kind of a loan on them and no interest is charged. Because if you make some payments from credit card and you don't supplement your account with the sufficient funds, then there is a heavy interest that is charged on these amounts. So please be very careful with this subscriptions and with the credit cards which give you uh, 3 lakhs above your balance you can spend. Sometimes it is 5 lakhs, sometimes it is 1 lakh, and you are spending money and you are not supplemented the funds in your account, then you end up paying 18% of interest on this. So be very careful about this. Okay, now we come to the passwords. Actually, I wanted to take up passwords earlier only, but I have put it together with the financial details also. So you have passwords for your email accounts. You have passwords for your internet banking because you have opened the account now. You have passwords for so many things, so many things. And now you have your financial details also. So should you share your passwords with somebody? Should you share your financial details with somebody? I would say keep your passwords personal and never share your financial details. So if there is something personal with me, will I share it with everybody? No. But I will share with one or two people. So I want to show you. I hope you can see this small black uh, booklet that I have. Now, this booklet has all my passwords. This has passwords and of my internet banking, different accounts, my email accounts, my LinkedIn accounts, my uh, MF Central, this thing, and Amazon, and a lot of passwords are there. So this booklet is full of it. Now, what I have done is I have shared it with my immediate family members that when I'm no more, open this booklet and you will find everything. All passwords are there. So I have saved my PIN numbers also here of my cards. And what I do is when there is a change in the password, because these days some of the banks also do this thing that you have to change your password. So after some time, so I change the password here also. The first thing I do is change password here. So you can maintain this kind of a booklet and keep it with you always. Share with your family members that if something happens to me, you will find it over there. Now we come to the financial details. Well, I wouldn't share my financial details with everyone. No, not from my children also. Uh, I wouldn't tell them that I have so much of money. Yes, they know the property that I have. Uh, but what is happening? Uh, the investments that you have in your bank. NSDL is National Stock. There's some organization which sends you an email every month and tells you that this is your amount you invested and now this is the value of the amount. And that comes to your email account every month. And if you share if you have left the password of your email account with your family, they can open the email and they can find out what all investments are there. If you have made a will have your details of your investments. And so there are ways that people can reach to your financial details after you, and they know from where to claim it. Also, the way you lead your life will also show your financial status. So, for family members, it is important to know that, okay, she is financially stable, leading a comfortable life, and is okay. That itself is sufficient. If you have good financial wisdom, you will never need money from others. So, here, this is my personal opinion, but then be aware that passwords have to be noted down, written. Financial details have to come in your email or somewhere. Will has to be written. So everything is coming on documents. And we have already learned in the early stages that documents have to be kept very properly. When we learned about the taxes and filing taxes, so you should have a CA. I have a CA who looks after my taxes, and all my children know who is my CA, and they can approach him once I'm no more. And because I've faced all these problems. When my father passed away, we knew the CA, so we went to the CA, and he told us everything. This is there, this is there, and so that was easier. But after my son passed away, I had my problems. I didn't know who is filing his income tax and all. So I had to find it out and do it. Remember this thing, if I die someday, my last income tax will be filed by my children. That will not be filed by me, because whenever you die, your somewhere some dues will always be there. So this is done, passwords and financial details. Now what happens? Now marriage happens. And so remember in the beginning, I said that the moment you start earning, life happens, and the first salary happens, and marriage happens. So marriage changes a lot of things. And how does marriage changes everything? Marriage will change everything, because if you have made any nominees, I will come to nominees after this. If you have made any will, if you have made any nominees, everything changes after marriage. Remember, Indian marriages often avoid money discussions. This leads to conflict, and we have to remember that transparency in money matters will build the trust. And what transparency? Because when you are getting married, before marriage, please share what debts you have. कहीं से लोन ले रखा है, कुछ कर रखा है, like you may be having education loan that you are repaying. Maybe you have funded something for somebody, that loan is being paid. So you have to share it before them. You have family responsibilities, like you are educating your younger brother, you have your sister to get married. So these are the things to be shared, even from the girls' point of view also, because these days girls are working and they also want to support their parents. They should also share that I would like to do this thing for my parents even after I get married. So money should be discussed. And marriage is actually a financial partnership. It is not emotional partnership. It is emotional partnership. It is a lifelong partnership, but it is also financial partnership, because that is where, when you have an earning member in another earning member, so concept comes: my money, your money, and our money. And this concept should be very clear. It should be discussed before marriage, so that there are no problems after marriage. And money secrecy will destroy the trust faster than the money shortage. You may run short of money, that may not destroy your marriage, but if you are being secretive about it with your married partner, it will destroy your marriage. So this is very important. And we come back to nominees now. So, this is again a financial wisdom that I'm sharing with you, that we always have a nominee in our bank accounts, in our PF, in our insurance and everything. If you have taken insurance before marriage, usually mothers or father, mother, father, sister, it is divided among them. It happened in my son's case. I was the nominee in his PF account, but when he got married, he did not update it. After him, it was a case where clearly the company said no, after marriage, automatically wife has a right. So if he has not updated, doesn't matter. It has to be divided. So remember, marriage changes a lot of things. Marriage will change your nominees also. And nominees, not only in accounts, nominees in your health insurance, nominees in your term insurance, nominees in your PF contributions, nominees. So you have to do this thing. And remember, nominees uh, are holding the money, will get the money till it goes to the rightful owners, because rightful owners will be given in the will, and maybe you have to rewrite the will. And this is very important. So again, before talking to you today, I was going through some data that government has a lot of unclaimed dividends worth 9,000 crores, because people don't know that they are the nominees. They are mutual funds where 3,000 crore rupees is lying, because nobody has claimed that amount. And within the bank, 14,000 crores are lying. And I'm sharing it with you in my son's bank account. Even now, money is lying because he did not nominate anybody when he started working. He had only one account. He was too young. Mother was a nominee. Now, mother cannot inherit because he is a child. He has got a mother, wife, and it is not giving me time because I am out of India, and my daughter-in-law, granddaughter are in India. They're not getting time to be together and take out the money. So everything is going here and there. So please make sure that you have your will, you have your nominations in place, recheck them uh, every year. Please remember, every year. And your nominations in provident funds have to be done uh, online as well as offline. They have to be done both ways. Because these are very, very important things which I'm sharing with you with my personal experience, uh, and the other experiences also. So that's about nominees. I have made you very conscious of so many things. Now we come to buy a house or rent a house, because we have now come into the stage where we are planning for the big, big, big goals. मैरिज हो गई है, बच्चा भी शायद आ गया है, तो you are thinking of buying a house or renting a house. So it depends on your circumstances. Financially, what is good for you? What will define your financial wisdom in buying a house or renting a house will depend uh, on squarely on your circumstances. Supposing you are staying with your parents, are we okay? Dr. Betkar, please let me know the time when it is getting over, because I will continue in my flow. Um, okay, okay. So we can schedule the next part. Okay. So, if somebody, if people are there, then I just want to give the last this thing. that if you have gained something, please, here is my QR code. You can scan it and give us a Google reviews also. And I will come back on this thing and give you the remaining part of it also, because very important things are still to come. How to invest money, how to look at it, job changes, that is also left. And we'll do it later on. And thank you very much, Dr. Bedkar, for giving me so much of time and giving me extra time. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, okay. Thank you. Okay, okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am, for very informative and insightful session for financial literacy. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm sorry that it went beyond this thing.
But it was quite interesting, ma'am. It was not. It was worth attending your session.